Guys, there is lots of news in the MMA world. This is a huge weekend with UFC 311 coming up, where I will do a full in-depth breakdown of that card. But before that video, today I want to touch on a whole bunch of MMA news that has been going on. Before we get into that, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe for me. Let's get into it. First things first, let's talk about some fight news. Leon Edwards versus Jack Della has been announced for the main event of UFC London in March. Leon's first fight since losing his title to Bilal in England. Jack Della's first fight since the Gilbert Burns fight at UFC 299. He has been off for a whole year. Both of these guys, this is a major fight for each of them. For Leon, people are really counting him out at this point ever since losing his belt to Bilal, because he had a very poor showing in that fight and just fought super flat. He says in his opinion that it was due to the very weird time that event happened in England. It was in the early morning because they wanted it to be on TV over here during, the usual hours, 10 p.m. main card. So Leon has a lot of redemption that he needs to take back in order to possibly get back to his title. I don't think the UFC dislikes Leon or anything, but I definitely don't think he is one of their favorite guys either. And Jack Della, he is on the come up and looks absolutely awesome. Very skilled striker. Pretty good grappling as well, as we saw in the Gilbert Burns fight. He was able to cause a lot of scrambles. In that last round, he got the finish by causing a scramble, landing that big knee on Gilbert. Jack Della, this is the biggest fight of his career. Leon is the third-ranked welterweight in the division right now. Jack Della sitting at 4. So this is really going to see who could possibly get the next title shot after Shavkat. Massive fight for both of these guys. Next up on the list, PFL expected to end Bellator brand, season format changing to tournaments in 2025. Okay, PFL finally is going to combine their rosters and end Bellator. This is something that should have been done when they bought Bellator, because there was no point in keeping the brands separate. What they should have done immediately was combine rosters and turn it into in my opinion, they need to do a matchmaking format like the UFC, because that is what the fans know. Make the best fight possible. That's all you should be trying to do. All this tournament shit does not work. Is it different? Yes, but it is not what the fans know and love, because the UFC is the biggest brand, whether you like it or not. And so people are used to that format. Just the best fight the best. Make matchups. Now, this new tournament format, it's new for them, but it is the traditional tournament format, not the PFL shit with points and all that extra stuff. This is going to be, you fight, you win, you advance in the tournament. That's it. Single elimination. So that's a lot better. But I still think they need to go to a matchmaking format. This is something they should have done a long time ago. And I am excited to see how it goes. I think PFL does have a lot of good fighters. It's just they're terrible at marketing, and people don't pay attention to them because they're terrible at marketing and because they just don't realize how great those fighters are over there. So, glad that they finally combined rosters. Dead Bellator. Let's see how this next year goes for them. More fight news. We have March 8th. Looking like the date for Gaethje versus Hooker. Not much for me to say on this other than this is going to be early contender for fight of the year, and I can say that before this fight even happens. I'm sad to see that these guys are going to take so much damage, but I'm so excited for this fight, and I cannot wait for it to be made. Holly Holm is officially a free agent, as you see in the caption right there from MMA Fighting. She parts ways with the UFC. I believe she had 2 fights left on her deal and asked for her release. Former bantamweight champion requested her release with a couple of fights still left on her contract, and the request was granted. So Holly, I don't really know where she goes from here. Maybe she goes to PFL. I don't really know. Maybe she tries to do some boxing fights, but Holly has had an amazing career. Obviously, she made her name in MMA off of the Ronda Rousey head kick heard around the world, one of the biggest upsets in UFC history, and one of the most amazing knockouts ever. Holly is an all-time great. I believe she's 40 years old, so whatever she ends up doing, I wish her the best. She was one of my favorites when she was in her prime. Always great to watch, super clean striking, and also a super accomplished female boxer. Holly, we wish you the best. Okay, and last but definitely not least, Patricio Pitbull is a free agent. Don Davis in PFL announcing his release. Pitbull has been asking for his release for probably over a month now, and his wish has been granted. Don Davis says, "We're releasing Patricio Pitbull. PFL is all about opportunity. I founded this company to create new great opportunities for top fighters. PFL has and will continue to do that for all top fighters who want to be here." Patricio Pitbull does not want to be here. I believe he's 37 or 38. Still has some time left. If you don't know about Patricio Pitbull, two-weight world champ in Bellator. He tried to be a three-weight world champ, but it did not work out for him. But the guy has wins over Michael Chandler, Ben Henderson, I believe. Like, Pitbull has fought a who's who in Bellator and is definitely the greatest Bellator fighter of all time. I hope the UFC picks him up and throws him right into the fire because he does not have much time left. So whatever he has left in that tank, I want to see it. Patricio Pitbull really is one of the best lightweight fighters ever. People just don't give him the credit because they don't know about him. If he would have pulled the Michael Chandler and left Bellator a couple years ago, I think we would all know who Patricio Pitbull is because he is a very exciting fighter to watch. And if you don't know about him, please do your research and look at his record, look at the guys he's fought, guys he has wins over, watch some of his fights. Really, really great fighter. That is it for the MMA news this week, guys. Coming soon, I think probably Friday, I will do the UFC 311 breakdown. Please tune into that. I cannot wait to break down that whole main card and a couple of the prelims. You got Arman versus Islam, you got Merab versus Umar, you got Yuri versus Jamal Hill, you got Money Moicano versus Beneil Dariush. I think, who do you got to open the card? Kevin Holland and Renier de Ridder. And then also those prelims are pretty stacked as well. So please tune in to the UFC 311 breakdown. That is all I got for you guys. I will see you in the next video. Comment down below your thoughts on everything going on in MMA this week. Lots of fight announcements, a couple of fighters retiring, being released. Let me know what you guys think. I will see you in the next video.